Alright my friends, the sun has officially set on the Pokemon GO Fest 2025 Max Finale event, so let's talk about it. So the event took place this past weekend and ran from 10 AM to 6 PM local time on both Saturday, August 23rd and Sunday, August 24th. Now I played the entire day on the Saturday, and the Sunday I was pretty much AWOL, so 90% of the results you see today were achieved through one single day of gameplay. So if you want me to be completely honest with you, there was only two key aspects of this event that I was personally looking forward to. The first one being the Pokemon GO debut of Eternatus, which we were able to encounter after reaching rank 60 in the GO Pass, and the other key aspect was seeing the return of all of the previously released Gigantamax Pokemon, because I still need a couple. So now with all that being said, going into the event my stats look like this. As you can see, going into the event my total XP stood at just over 721,100,000, my total amount of Pokemon caught stood at 392,477, and my total amount of Stardust stood at just over 10,100,000. And now coming out of the event my stats now look like this. As you can see, my total amount of XP now stands at just over 724 million, my total amount of Pokemon caught now stands at 393,012, and my total amount of Stardust now stands at just over 12 million. One thing I do want to highlight is during the event itself there were no increased bonuses to XP and Stardust. I mean, it is what it is, but would have been nice. Therefore, personally for me, I didn't focus too much on catching Pokemon, so I turned my full attention to those Gigantamax Pokemon. Speaking of which, if you've been following me for a while, you know it's been increasingly difficult for me to gather a strong community of trainers to try and take on these Gigantamax Pokemon. Honestly, I'm not joking, my community ever since the pandemic has gone from an average of 15 people down to, on a good day, 3 or 4. Now thankfully for me, in the next town over there is a thriving group of Pokemon Go trainers, and together we were able to challenge roughly 3 to 5 Gigantamax Pokemon an hour, which is just insane. So now if we go ahead and jump into my Pokemon storage, you can see that from the event I managed to challenge and defeat a total of 51 Gigantamax Pokemon. Obviously by the search string you can see that I've taken one thing out, but we'll get into that later. And one other thing I do want to highlight is that I did transfer a couple of Gigantamax Pokemon because they didn't have the exclusive background and the IVs were terrible. Speaking of backgrounds, if we go ahead and clear this and add this instead, you can see that from the event I managed to get myself 18 Gigantamax Pokemon with the exclusive background. And to be honest with you, those backgrounds are incredible. And as you can see, I have at least 3 of each of the available Gigantamax Pokemon, so max battles and Gigantamax battles should be a little bit easier moving forward. Oh, and if you're curious about some of the names on the Pokemon, these are just how I manage my Pokemon storage. So for example, LTBG is Lucky Trade background, LT is Lucky Trade, and those with an asterisk are ones that I have available for trade if anyone is missing them. So next up, the shinies. So to kick off the Max Finale event from a field research task, we managed to get ourselves a shiny Trubbish. I mean, another low point of the event was the field research task, but it is what it is. After the shiny Trubbish, we then got ourselves from the GO Pass a shiny Dynamax Toxtricity, which is an absolute win because I'm going to be honest with you, it was increased odds, and from the GO Pass, this was the only shiny I got. But eventually we were able to get redeemed, as next up we got ourselves a shiny Gigantamax Gengar. Let's go. Now before the Max Finale event, I didn't even have myself a regular Gigantamax Gengar. So to not only get the Pokedex entry for the Gigantamax Gengar, followed by the shiny, is just such an insane win. But we didn't just stop there with the shiny Gigantamaxes, we then went and got ourselves a shiny Gigantamax Toxtricity. My goodness. So we now have ourselves the regular Toxtricity, the Dynamax Toxtricity, the shiny Dynamax Toxtricity, and now the shiny Gigantamax Toxtricity. We are on fire. Now after this Toxtricity, my shiny luck did somewhat go downhill. So in order to redeem myself, I went ahead and challenged a Team Go Rocket Grunt out of desperation, and I'm so glad I did because I went and got myself my 3rd shiny Shadow Cypher redemption. Now I'm going to be completely honest with you, and if you know me by now, there was only one Pokemon that I had to go and get shiny during this event, and that is of course the shiny Gigantamax Charizard. And my friends, we went and got it. But we had to go one step further and not just get the shiny Gigantamax Charizard, we had to get the shiny Gigantamax Charizard with the background. Oh my goodness, there's my boy. Can we all just take a minute and just admire how beautiful that shiny is with the background? Welcome home, son. Welcome home. And if we go ahead and take a look, you can see that IVs are not the best, but I'm putting this on record right now. If we ever see the introduction of the silver bottle cap, or even when the gold bottle cap returns, this is going to be my next Shundo. I'm putting that on record right now. This will be my next Shundo. But to be honest with you, my friends, I'm not done. Lo and behold, we didn't just stop there. On our last and final Gigantamax battle of the event, of course we had to do a Gigantamax Charizard, we went and got ourselves a second shiny Gigantamax Charizard. I'm done. Now this Charizard again doesn't have the best IVs, but with this one I'm going to do a like for like lucky trade in the future to hopefully re-roll those IVs, and if we get the holy IVs of the 15, 15, 15, it will save me a bottle cap, but if it doesn't, this one will be bottle capped, regardless. And finally, Eternatus. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised by the IVs on this one. So if we go ahead and take a look, you can see that the IVs on mine are 14, 12, 14. Now the reason why I'm so surprised by this is usually whenever there's a mythical Pokemon release, or when one Pokemon is released and we have to wait down the line to get another encounter, the IVs on mine are typically dreadful. So to end up with a 14, 12, 14 is actually a win for me. And as you can see, I end the event with 7,919 Eternatus candies and 1,044 Eternatus candy XL. At the moment, I don't plan on powering this up until we get more candies in the future, but more on that later. And to close out the event, I did manage to get myself one 100% IV Pokemon by way of a 12km egg hatch, so my friends, meet my new 100% IV Pokemon, Varoom. And a fun fact, that Varoom is now my 405th 100% IV Pokemon, so a win. So now let's talk about the event. Personally for me, this event was awesome solely because of the community aspect that the Max Finale event created. And what I mean by that is this: I was fortunate enough to join a community of over 50 Pokemon Go trainers, which is just insane. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I've always said nothing beats in-person Pokemon Go events. Whether that be regional championships, world championships, in-person Go Fest events, you name it, there is just something truly unique about the vibe that's created when Pokemon Go trainers come together. But that right there is the key point. This event, in my opinion, is best suited for those in towns and cities with strong, thriving Pokemon Go communities. Now, of course, this event was completely free to play. And I do like the idea that Eternatus was introduced to Pokemon Go as a free encounter to everyone as long as you reach rank 60 in the Go Pass. But that right there is the catch. In order for you to reach rank 60, you have to participate in so many more max battles and raid battles, and if you're a rural trainer, the way that you earn points is severely limited. So what would have been a nice addition is if you were able to earn points through different methods rather than just participating in max battles and raid battles. Now, whether that just be simply through catching Pokemon, spinning stops, sending gifts, or hatching eggs, just something different to earn points rather than participating in max battles and raid battles. And that's why I said this event was best suited for those in thriving towns and cities, because you could absolutely power through the Go Pass, get your encounter with Eternatus, and then still go through and gain your additional rewards and bonuses. So yeah, a truly huge win for thriving towns and cities, but for those rural trainers, not so much. And believe me, I've been a rural trainer, it's not great. And I currently live and play in a town that doesn't have a thriving community, and again, it's not great. So my final thoughts on the event are this: if you're a Pokemon Go trainer that's fortunate enough to be in a thriving community, do not take it for granted. And if you're a Pokemon Go trainer that's in a less thriving community and pretty much rural based, I feel for you, but I do have some good news. And I read, roll Max Finale post-credit scene. Eternatus will return. You'll have a future opportunity to get more Eternatus candy to help power up your Eternatus, or to catch one if you miss the Max Finale event. As I've said to others that have sent me heat on Instagram in the DMs, it is what it is. I have said if you don't have the chance to capture Eternatus this past weekend, it will return in the future. And there's the official announcement to confirm it. And that right there, my friends, is my recap from this past weekend playing the Pokemon Go Fest 2025 Max Finale event. Be sure to let me know all of your wins in the comments below, and as always, stay awesome, my friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Oh, and you didn't think I was just going to leave without mentioning this, right? But level 80's coming to Pokemon Go. Ooh.